Greetings of the day. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my esteemed online learners and fellow culinary enthusiasts. Once again, I welcome you all to this exciting channel for learning, that is Hospitality Education PPT. As you know that this is your classroom beyond your classroom. Here there is where your passion rules the game, and the objective of this channel is to nurture the knowledges of food production and many other subjects of hospitality management education. So anytime, anywhere, you can take the reference of this online class and can refresh your knowledge. That is the basic objective. Now today, I invite you to delve into the fascinating world of emulsified sauce, and we're going to discuss about hot emulsified sauce making process, and also we are going to clarify about what is emulsification. These culinary marvels are more than mere condiments. They are the alchemical fusion of oil and water, and resulting in a creamy dressings, luscious sauces, and tender baked goods. Emulsified sauces are both science and art. They elevate our dishes, tantalize our taste buds, and keep our culinary hearts aflutter. So, dear learners, embrace the magic of emulsification. Weld your whisk with fineness and create sauces that dance on the plate. So let's embark on this flavorful journey together. Firstly, the concept has to be very clear in our mind that what is emulsification, what exactly it means. If I go by the definition, it says an emulsification is a colloid of two or more immiscible liquids where one liquid contains a dispersion of the other liquids. I'm very sure these words are not very clear right now in your mind. So let us have a try another one way to explain this word emulsification. In other words, an emulsion is a special type of mixture made by combining two liquids that normally don't mix. I think this element of narration is making it clear in your mind that what exactly called emulsification. And we are simply talking about mixing of two liquids which naturally they don't mix. Very bright example in our life is oil and water. Probably you have having this experience that if you mix oil in water or water in oil, these two liquids will never mix, but they will mix, and the process is known as emulsification process. Let us try to explore this word emulsification in a better way. The word emulsion comes from the Latin word meaning to milk. And my dear friend, milk is also one of the example of an emulsion of fat and water. The process of turning a liquid mixture into an emulsion is simply called emulsification process. And let us try to get this illustration out here. Type of emulsifications. In first image you can see that oil droplets are mixed in water, where water is more, oil is less, and it is known as oil in water emulsification, and other image, the second one, indicating water droplets. You can see the sky blue color droplets are there, which is mixed in oil, and it is known as water in oil. So we can have emulsification in two ways out here. One is oil in water emulsification or water in oil emulsification. I hope up to this it's very clear in your mind. Let's proceed to the next. Now under this emulsification process, and as you know, our subject of discussion is how to make hot emulsification sauce, and you are having two bright examples out here. One is Hollandaise sauce, another one is Bearnaise sauce. So we'll discuss these two sauces in the coming slides. First one, the Hollandaise and Bearnaise sauce are emulsions of melted butter and egg yolk. So in both the cases, it remains the same. We are taking two ingredients out here. One is melted butter, other one is egg yolk, nothing else. They begin with reductions of wine vinegar and peppercorns. So there is a process which is known as reduction of wine vinegar and peppercorn. And in the case of Bearnaise sauce, the addition of shallots and tarragon is the only deviation from how to make the Hollandaise sauce. So Hollandaise sauce and Bearnaise sauce are very similar. Only the initial basic reduction process is little different. There you are going to narrate it here through images in the coming slides. Acids in the form of wine vinegar or lemon are added to balance the richness of the butter and help prevent the yolk from curdling by raising their coagulation point. So acid has got a basic function. It prevents the curdling of the two different liquids. This sauce should be held at low temperatures. That is the disclaimer you should always remember. Temperature range is 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 50 degrees Celsius. Why it is so? Because they contain egg yolks and must be held in the food temperature zone, danger zone. Prepare as close to service as possible and never hold for longer than 4 hours before discarding. So its life is, once it is made, maximum it can be held in an ideal temperature condition for maximum 4 hours, not beyond that. And you can see two images out here, Hollandaise sauce and Bearnaise sauce. You can see there is a distinct difference in the appearance. Hollandaise sauce is yellowish, saucy consistency. Bearnaise sauce is little thicker than that, and it has got little pale yellowish consistency or creamy off-white color. These are two distinct ways we can identify Hollandaise and Bearnaise sauce. Now, how to make the Hollandaise sauce and what are the ingredients we require? Though I have clarified before, we need majorly two ingredients, that is egg yolk and melted butter. Now we'll try to go in deep to dig out about the Hollandaise sauce here. First, the composition. Hollandaise sauce. What are the things we require? We require 4 parts of butter and 1 part of egg yolk. This is the only thing we require to start with Hollandaise sauce. And let us see the steps now. Step 1, you can see in a saucepan that some liquid is there, some black particles are in suspension. What are these? Let us clarify. In this mixture, we are combining wine vinegar and cracked peppercorns in a saucepan. So you can see it is a mixture which is wine vinegar and cracked peppercorns. Next stage is put it on a very low temperature and bring it to a simmer and reduce to nearly a dry situation in French language and in culinary world it is known as au sec. Au sec means dry stage. It will be almost dried up. Then refresh it with 3 ounces of water. Normal water, 3 ounces you add into that. And finally, strain the liquid reduction through a fine mesh strainer. So what we are doing, first in a saucepan we are taking some liquid, that is wine vinegar, putting some cracked peppercorns over there, putting it on a mild heat so that it will come to a simmering point and simmer it for some time. As a result, what will happen, the liquid will get reduced, and to what extent we are going to reduce it, to a dry stage which is technically known as au sec, and then after we'll add some amount of water which is maximum 3 ounces in respect to 1 egg yolk. Mix it well and strain it. This is known as the reduction liquid. So our reduction liquid is ready now. Step 2, we can see the image. Now combine the reduction liquid with the egg yolk in a saucepan and put it on a double boiler. Double boiler means where in a big container the water is getting boiled, and on top of that this saucepan will be placed. So the purpose is this saucepan should not be directly heated against the flame of the burner or the stove. And after putting it on double boiler, whisk constantly off and on the heat until the mixture turns to a sabaya consistency. Off and on means sometimes we put it on the double boiler, sometimes we take it off from the double boiler, but all the time we go on whisking it with a balloon beater. Why we need to remove them sometimes and put it back on the double boiler sometimes? To maintain the heat transfer. By any chance, the heat should not be more beyond the coagulation range of the egg yolk. If you put it on a high heat, high steam, what will happen? Egg yolk will get coagulated very fast, and as a result, it won't absorb the liquid, that is clarified butter or the butter. Now, off and on is now made it very clear. And to a sabaya consistency. Sabaya is what? Sabaya is known as a ribbon texture. Ribbon consistency. Ribbon means if we use the beater and try to divide the mixture from the middle, you will see that these two liquids are getting separated and they are not mixing immediately. They will take some time to mix it once again. That is known as a ribbon consistency. Once you attain that ribbon consistency, then you will move forward for the next stage. And what is that? Step 3. Firstly, drap the towel over a steaming hot water pot. That means in the same double boiler, you put one towel so that the steam is not hitting the bowl in the double boiler system directly where the saucepan which is having the mixture of the egg yolk, and then rest the bowl on the pot. You can do the arrangement as it is shown in the image. Begin to add slowly the clarified butter while whisking the egg yolk to create an emulsion. Now here the actual emulsion process is starting. What you are going to do, after putting the things on a double boiler which is already draped with a towel on top and the saucepan is placed on top, then take a whisk balloon beater and go on adding clarified butter drop by drop and continuously whisk it. Now the point is what is called a clarified butter. Now clarified butter, let us have some illustrations out here. We start with unsalted butter as it is shown in the image. Put it on a bowl and melt it on a very slow flame or low flame And what will happen? Slowly the butter will melt, and once the butter is getting melted, you will see some accumulation of froth on the top. This is nothing but the moisture content of the butter and the milk solids present in it. In terms of clarified butter, what is our purpose? Our purpose is make the butter free of the moisture content and also the milk solids removed. Once these two things are removed from the butter, this butter is known as clarified butter. So here in the image, the butter is getting melted and we can see some froths are visible on top. That is the milk solids getting separated. Next is skim the foam and milk solids from the top. So use a spoon as it is shown in the picture. From the surface, you try to remove as much as possible the foam and the milk solids floating on the top. And once it is done majorly, then we are going to strain it in a separate container and we call it decanting it. Decanting it means there will be still some solids, milk solids at the bottom precipitated. So without disturbing that, you just decant the clarified butter from the top to another bowl. And whatever will be receiving in another bowl, that is your clarified butter. So that is the concept of how we can make clarified butter at home or in our kitchen. Once that is done, then we are coming to the next stage. Continue adding butter till it is fully consumed in this emulsion process. That clarified butter we are going to add drop by drop. Why drop by drop? If you add more butter at a time, there is a possibility that the mixture will become separated or it will be broken. It won't mix it well. Rather, egg yolk won't absorb the butter so much at a time. So you should be very careful at this point. There is a critical point. We'll add butter drop by drop. Mind that clarified butter and go on whisking continuously. And once you do this process, ultimately the emulsion will occur and it will become a fluffy mixture. A saucy texture will come. Next, we are proceed to the step 4. If the sauce starts to thicken and becomes glossy, add a few drops of warm water. At this stage, if you find that mixture is becoming very thick and fluffy and glossy, then you can add little warm water so that sauce will thin down little bit and then it will be easy to add further clarified butter as per the proportion into the mixture. Once it is done, the total butter is consumed. Then season the mixture with salt, pepper, lemon juice and optional is cayenne pepper. You adjust everything, all the seasonings, taste it also. And then if required, if you desire, strain the sauce. Your sauce, Hollandaise sauce is ready. Once it is ready, hold the sauce as it is mentioned before that 120 degrees Fahrenheit or 50 degrees Celsius, that's the temperature range. And how long we can store it? Maximum 4 hours. So after 4 hours, we are going to discard the sauce. Remember that. Next is on the same process how we can prepare the Bearnaise sauce. You can see in the image that here also the proportion of the different mixtures, that is butter and egg yolk, remains the same. 4 parts of butter and 1 part of egg yolk. Only the step 1 will differ. How? In this case, combine white wine. Remember that, combine white wine, wine vinegar, shallots and dried tarragon. Sometimes chervil can also be used, and cracked peppercorn in a saucepan and reduce it as au sec or dry stage. That means what is the only difference? In the first phase in the Hollandaise sauce, we have reduced the white wine vinegar and cracked peppercorns. In case of Bearnaise, we are taking few extra ingredients: white wine, wine vinegar, shallots, dry tarragon and chervil, cracked peppercorn, and again we are reducing it to dry stage, that is all sec. And then rest of the steps are the same like Hollandaise sauce making. Please do remember that. And ultimately, once the Hollandaise sauce, Bearnaise sauce will be made, it will be looking like this. And you are finishing in the same way. Seasoning, lime juice, cayenne pepper, all these things can be added over there. Your sauce is ready. Now, once these two sauces are made through hot emulsification process, you may come across some difficulties, that is how to fix a broken emulsion sauce, because there is a possibility that this broken sauce can be broken, especially the emulsified sauce, because the very concept of emulsified sauce is that we are trying to mix two immiscible liquids to get one homogeneous mixture out of it through emulsification process. There are certain critical areas. Those critical areas, if it is not followed and taken care of, there is every possibility that the sauce will be broken emulsion. What are the critical areas? It can be the temperature level. That's why you have taken the double boiler precautions. There can be another one, mixing of clarified butter. If the clarified butter is added very fast, then there is a possibility that it will get broken. So these two aspects should be very taken care of. If somehow the sauce is broken, then what is to be done? That's the problem. We're going to solve it out here. First stage, adding a small amount of lukewarm water to the broken sauce can help bring it back together. So place a small amount of water in a bowl and add a bit of the broken sauce. Stir it while heating it. This works well for cooked sauce. Remember, we'll take a bowl, separate bowl, take little amount of lukewarm water. Lukewarm means which temperature you can tolerate. At the middle of your palm, there is the most softest area in our hand, in our palm. So you just check the temperature of the water, tepid liquid we can say. Use that water in a bowl, add some part of the curdled mixture over there and go on whisking while heating it slowly on the flame. Then that will rectify the sauce, and this works well only for cooked emulsified sauce like Hollandaise and Bearnaise. There is another one, cold emulsification, which is known as the mayonnaise sauce, the example. And in that case, what we can do is, in a separate bowl, make a new emulsion with just one egg yolk and an acidic ingredient like lime juice or lemon juice or vinegar. Then slowly whisk the broken sauce into the new emulsion. This method works well for uncooked sauce. And my dear friends, you all know that Hollandaise and Bearnaise is a bright example of cooked emulsification, and mayonnaise sauce is the example of uncooked emulsification. So in case of mayonnaise, as because it is an emulsified sauce, cold emulsified sauce, the process is taking another egg yolk, some acidic medium, and slowly mixing the curdled or separated sauce into that and go on whisking. That will give you the result, and end result will be a rectified sauce. So these are the two things may happen while making these hot or cold emulsified sauce, and we have justified how it is to be resolved by taking these kind of measures. Hope it is clear in your mind. Now it is the time to know about Hollandaise sauce. Is supposed to be a mother sauce, French style mother sauce. So what are the derivatives? What are the variations we can make? There are many that definitely you can research from different books. Here, for example, we can see this for Hollandaise sauce, one is Maltese sauce, which is basically blood orange juice and zest mixed with the basic Hollandaise sauce. So you'll get the Maltese sauce. Another one is the muslin sauce, that is combined 4 parts of Hollandaise and 1 part of whipped cream. Ultimately, the sauce will be there, that is known as the muslin sauce. In case of Bearnaise sauce Shoren, where we add 60 grams of tomato paste to basic recipe. That means it is a tomato flavored Bearnaise sauce, which is known as a Shoren. And Foyt, where 90 ml of meat glaze is added to the basic recipe of Bearnaise sauce. If you mix up with the meat glaze proportionately as it is mentioned or as per the recipe you are going to follow, that will be transformed into a Foyt sauce. And there are, other than these, there are many. That is the scope of your assignments. You can try and find out from different books and other resource material. So I believe the effort of understanding emulsified sauce, that too hot emulsified sauce, is made very clear by showcasing all the stages, steps and the intricate part of the sauce. If you are having many questions, you can definitely ask me in the comment box. So with this, thank you very much for attending this session. Your valued comment is very, very important. Please do remember, if you have still some doubts in your mind, you can always refer back this channel, this video in YouTube to Hospitality Education PPT. And if still you are having some doubts, please put your question in the comment box. I'll be there to give you the right answer for that, and I'll try my level best to clarify your all doubts out here. My dear friends, if you have liked this, please subscribe, like the channel, share it and press the button so that next time a new video is uploaded, you get the intimations and access it as per your available time. So thank you very much once again from bottom of my heart for attending this session, and we'll meet soon. Till then, goodbye. Take care.